Hey y'all, it's your girl Michelle Lenae, the founder of Christ Over Culture, and you're tuned in to another episode where we are talking about what's your why for your business or your God dream. So I wanted to preface this with God has been dealing with me on these issues, and as I feel a release to share, I will. So recently God asked me what was my why behind what I want to do in terms of ministry and then also business. And I was convicted because one of the things that I have constantly struggled with, and if you are a person who is after God's own heart, but you also have to make a living, you know that sometimes, depending on what it is that you do, that can come in conflict with one another. At least that's been my experience. I have been running Christ Over Culture as a nonprofit organization since 2016, and that is what it is. It is meant to be. It is a religious organization and it is a body of service. So when it comes to money and being able to make money, I'm like, I don't feel right making money off of ministry. Now, people have various views on that, but I have noticed that has always been a problem for me. It's like, no, this is a free resource. I just want God's will to be done in your life, and that is completely separate from like business or things that I do for money. So I was taking a look at Colossians 3:5, and it talks a lot about greed. It says, so put to death the sinful earthly things lurking within you. Have nothing to do with sexual immorality, impurity, lust, and evil desires. Don't be greedy, for a greedy person is an idolater, worshiping the things of this world. And that is the main reason why I don't want to mix ministry and money, because I naturally am ambitious and a go-getter, and I never want money to drive my ministry. So for me, they have to be apart. That is just like where I am. That is what's working for me right now. So that really prompted the question today of what is your why? What is your why for going after your God dream? Is it for money or is it for ministry? I want to serve people who have been stalling on their God dream. It may be feeling overwhelming. You may be like, man, God, you have called me to something. Like, this is what you called me to do, but I just can't seem to manage to get there for whatever reason. You may be getting in your own way. You may be self-sabotaging. Maybe you have dealt with mindset issues. Go back and look at that video if you are. Maybe you just had like a bad break and thing after thing hasn't worked for you. Whatever the case is, I want you to know that God has put you here on planet Earth with us in this time to do something very specific that He has called you to do. And so today we're going to walk through the steps that you can take in order to help you do that very thing. So right now we're in Q4. If you are watching this video at another time, you're in Q whatever, fill in the blank for you. But we are in Q4 of 2025. And so I want us to walk through a tangible step towards your God dream. So I'm going to use myself as an example. One of the things, which is a huge feat for me and for anyone who knows or doesn't know, I actually work in media. I am a producer. I also host. But I went to school in order to create Christian content in TV and film. So one of my big goals is to write a script. For you, it may be starting a business, a nonprofit. It may be writing a journal. It may be fill in the blank, sketching that. This has been on my heart, sketching that template for a clothing business. Whatever the case is, that is where we start. We start with the end in mind. Then we work backwards. So because we're in Q4, we have 3 months in Q4, October, November, and December. So by December, let's say 30th, 31st, whatever the case is, you want to have this particular thing done. For me, it's my Christmas script. Now, I want to work backwards and think about what are my big goals for each month that's going to build up to my larger goals. October, what is the big goal for that month? For November, what is that goal? And for December, what is that goal? Next, we go another layer down and we think about what it is that we need to do every week in order to fulfill these big monthly goals, right? That ultimately get us to our God dream. Every week, I need to be spending X amount of hours, for example, researching and praying about the script. I need to be spending X amount of hours actually outlining and thinking about the characters of the script. And then I need to be thinking about writing the script in a script format. So that would be my plan, for example, for October is every week I need to be doing these activities to move me closer to my overall October goal, which is to have just like this rough draft of a script. Then in November, I really need to have a template of what a script needs to look like. I need to be filling in the blanks. I need to be given some direction. I need to have somebody actually look over the script and give me script notes. I need to be looking at character arcs, and are these characters growing as the script goes on? Are they actually meeting and pulling out the themes that I've researched in October? So that is what November looks like, among other things. And I need to be working, even if it's 3 hours a day, for example, on this particular script in order to reach my ultimate goal for November, which is to have a rough draft that's in pretty good shape and ready for someone to review it and for me to take notes and have feedback. Then in December, I need to make sure that I have notes, direction. Like the script is pretty much done. I'm thinking about who would be a good fit. I'm researching maybe actors and actresses and what they are looking for or what they would do. I might be reaching out to casting directors, things of that nature, in order to get people attached to the script. And I need to spend X amount of time every week dedicated to that. And that gets me to my ultimate goal of by December, I have a finished script and I've already started making warm calls in order to get people attached to this particular project. And I mentioned actors and actresses, but that includes directors, things of that nature. So I hope that this plan helps you. My goal is to see all of our God dreams fulfilled. I truly believe that He has put all of us here on this earth for a purpose, and my prayer is that this particular method, starting with the end in mind and working backwards, looking at those big monthly goals and then those weekly opportunities that you can actually do in order to meet those goals, I hope that that system works for you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I am happy to help you. And I just want to say, look, thank God for us fulfilling our God dreams. The biggest stories and successes are your God dreams coming to fruition. So when they do, I want you to come back and I want you to tell me, or you can reach me on social media. You can DM me, you can comment below and date when your God dream was fulfilled. That's what this is all about. So I hope that this helps you. And I just pray that you see the manifestations of God in your life on earth as it is in heaven. Thank you so much for checking this out, and God bless you.